Okay, so we are recording. So I'm really excited because I met Amber for the first time, like what, 3 months ago ish, January, whenever that was. So it was so exciting, and that was really special. And we won't get off the Zoom if I start telling that story, and I'll get emotional. But I'm really excited for you guys to be able to hear her story tonight, and so I just want you to start with that.
Okay. So I'll try to make it as short as I can. My story is pretty lengthy, but so I was actually a part of this business. I don't even know how long ago. I honestly don't even know. But so I joined this business because me and my husband just got a house. And when you get a house, there's a lot of like adjustments happening financially. And I saw this girl on Instagram. I'm not gonna say her name because I'm not part of that team anymore, but um saw her and I was like, wow, okay, saw her post, literally joined like on the spot. She asked me, join on the spot. I didn't have the $99 to start. Okay. Like I didn't. Nobody does, right? We do it because we want that freedom. So I spent that $99. I didn't even tell my husband until like, I don't even know, a couple weeks later. Um, and I was like, by the way, I joined this company. He probably thought it was crazy. But okay, joined and it took me forever to get the hang of it. I am not even kidding you. I was doing all the things. I was doing my 6 list. It took me like 7 months to go Ruby, I think. And then it took me like a year and 8 months to go diamond. So we were planning our wedding, doing all of the things. It was helping here and there, with our wedding stuff. And then something tragic happened. So it took me, I went diamond, and then my mom was admitted in the ICU as for some unknown autoimmune brain thing that was going on. So during that time, I was just in the hospital. I wasn't going to my job because I just wanted to be with my mom. So at that time, I was paid rank diamond, and I was in and out of the hospital. And it was I was so happy because I was able to be there with her. Unfortunately, she passed away. So when that happened, everything just fell. My whole life, I don't know if you guys are close with your moms, but my whole life fell apart. Um, I couldn't do the business. It was something that I couldn't emotionally put into other people. I needed to find myself. And so that took a long time. It took a lot of crying and I'm not gonna lie, suicidal thoughts and all of that stuff because it was just a I never you never think it's gonna happen to you until it does. So I was just kind of trying to figure out life without my mom. And then we found out we were pregnant. This was 4 months after she passed away, had a miscarriage. And it was just devastating because it was from stress. I know it was from stress. Like my sister lives in Texas. We were planning all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'll get to the point. So then we found out we were pregnant again with Harper. And I was like, okay, I want to stay home. Like, I don't want to miss time with my daughter and my family, like, because I know how special that relationship is as a mom, and I don't, or like as a daughter, I said I don't want to miss that. And I knew the potential that this business had because I was in it before as paid rank diamond. I knew the income that I can make. So joined with Morgan. I actually messaged her even before I could, like, because you know how you have to wait 3 months. So and literally the day that I can join, I messaged her and like, okay, I'm ready. And she knew. And it was funny because follow up, she followed up on me the day that I was ready. So we talk about follow ups. Morgan's on it, but joined. I went ruby in 23 days and I went diamond in 55 days. And from there, it's just been such a blessing. I'm able to stay home with my daughter. We're paying off tons of debt. There's huge announcements coming soon. I just posted on Power Hour, but that's kind of like the gist of my story.
Okay, I don't even know if I knew some of that. So, wow, like wow. But thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just being so vulnerable and like just ready to like help people with this business because you've seen the success obviously multiple times, but now obviously like things are like different, if that makes sense. And that's kind of what I'd like to go into actually is like what do you feel like? Obviously, you saw somewhat of success, and I'm going to correct myself because in my team chat, I had told these people that she was a double diamond, which I, in my head, she is, but she's actually going for a double this month and she's going to hit it. She's literally so incredibly close, but I was like, told her that, and I was like, wait, you're not a diamond, or you're not a double diamond yet. I was like, oh crap, sorry. But it's the same thing I do with Morgan. I literally am like, oh, she's already ambassador, but she's not. And so it's just funny. But what are you doing now in a sense to help you be successful compared to what you did the first time, or like what changed, I guess, basically? Because I know obviously you went through a lot of life, but is there anything actually like work wise that changed?
So I mean, so first of all, and I don't want to blame it on the leadership that I had, but the leadership that I had, you guys, I'm telling you, the leadership that you have on this team is golden. Okay. And I want to tell you that because I know what leadership's like on other teams, and it's not like this. It's not like everybody on our team, Morgan, Macy, Brooke, Emily, me, like all of the top leaders, all the leaders that you see hosting power hours. We didn't have any of that. The support that you have is golden. So take advantage of it. You know, talk to your leaders constantly. That's what we're here for. I didn't have that. Okay, I went in blind. I was going in blind. I didn't have training. I figured it out. Okay, and I'm not saying that that's like why I'm so successful now is because of leadership, but it is a huge part. So when the leaders are telling you something to do, or if the leaders are giving you advice or anything, if Brooke's telling you something, whatever, listen. You know, and you may not want to do it, but if success leaves clues, okay? And that's why we tell you things. That's why leaders tell you things, is so that you can be successful. Because Morgan, how she trained me, helped me be successful. Now, is Morgan going to take the credit of me being successful? No. Am I going to take the credit of anybody on my team being successful? No. She's saying you're successful because of you. I'm taking what Morgan's giving me and I'm running with it. Okay, so know that this business is on you. It's not on anybody else. And that was a huge shift that I had. Okay, before I was like, well, I need you to do this for me. I need you to give me the scripts. I need you to do this. I wasn't figuring it out on my own. I wasn't going to YouTube and watching all these videos. I wasn't trying to reach out to my leader. Like I wasn't doing any of that stuff either. So just know that you have to take that initiative. You have to just go with it. Okay, it was a huge mindset shift. I knew that I could be successful the second time around. Before it took me a year and a half, I went diamond. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm diamond. Like, you know, I enrolled the distributor here and there. You know, I had a lot of placements under me. Like that's honestly how I went diamond. This time around, I'm taking the initiative. I'm getting all the enrollments. My first month, I enrolled like 63 LCs or something like that. My second month, I enrolled like 52. My third month, I enrolled like 51. Like, so just know that it's a mindset thing. You have to go with it. You have to believe that you can do it. I didn't believe before. I didn't believe that. And I know Brooke said that some of you have been in the business before. If you have been in the business before, you have to change your mindset. You have to say, okay, I believe I can do it now. I don't know what rank you guys were before, but like even as a diamond, I'm like, wow, okay, well, I made that not even technically trying essentially with people building me. Imagine what I can do if I build myself and I go for it. I'm not even a year in and I'm hitting double this month. So just know that you guys can do that too. My goal, triple diamond, June. My goal, top 150. Like this is the kind of stuff that like I have on my computer because I believe that I can do it. Before, no, not at all. The other thing that I want you guys to know is consistency. I didn't do that before. I was like, okay, let me post here, let me post here, let me send out 5 messages. Like that's how I was before. No, now I'll do whatever it freaking takes. I have goals. I have dreams. I didn't have any of that before. And personal development helped me a ton with that. Didn't do that before either. Like, and I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I was a crappy distributor before, but I know what I want now. Yes, life happened, a lot of stuff happened, but now I started to dream. I started to dream bigger. And that's what a lot of people in the business, when they join again, they do. They dream bigger, right? I don't know if you guys are or you're not, but dreaming bigger is the key. Knowing that you can hit those dreams is the key. I have up on my dream board, I'm going to bring Adam home. I have on my dream board that we're building a house. I have on my dream board, Adam has a BMW on there. That's not going to freaking happen. But like all of these things, triple diamond, top 150, like that's the kind of stuff that you need to put in front of you because it's going to motivate you. And if having dreams doesn't motivate you, then you need to go reverse and say, what don't you want? Do you want to go backwards? Do you want to be in debt? Then Kelly Brown just talked about that on Morgan Zoom. Run away from it. Run away from the debt. Run away from, I don't know what your situation is, but run away from it. If a dream or goal is not motivating you, you have to do the opposite. I know I went off on a little tangent there, but honestly, like I'm just doing all the things now that I wasn't doing. I stepped up in my leadership. I don't know if any of you have distributors on your team, but I stepped up because it's not about me anymore. It's about everybody else. And it's not just about my team. I'm here helping you guys because I want you guys to succeed too. Like obviously I want my team to succeed and I'm pouring into them every single day. I'll talk on Zooms all day long because I know what this business can do. So you guys just have to believe in yourself and you have to dream bigger and you just have to do the process and those dreams will come.
That's literally so good. Don't even apologize for going off on a tangent 'cause I feel like sometimes it's like exactly what needs to be said and someone needs to hear it. So no, don't even apologize. I'm gonna skip one question though. And I'm gonna go because you're already talking about mindset and belief, and I think that really is something that's like hard to grasp. And I've been in this business 3 years, and it took me 3 years to actually believe in myself because I got back from conference. And if you don't know, at conference we got together safely with I don't know, there were probably like 20 or 30 of us there, and we had this reverse gossip session. So basically, we purposefully said nice things about one another. And I can't fully go into what Amber said, or I will cry. But whatever, what Amber said, what Emily said, what everyone said there about me, I was like, oh my gosh, because I didn't think I was making a difference. I didn't think that I could hit diamond. I didn't think that I could be a mass enroller. The month that we came back after that, I enrolled 10 distributors. What the actual heck? I was literally like, what? And some people are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How are you doing this? I literally was like, I believed in myself for the first time in 3 years. I actually believed in myself. I realized that every single diamond that was there was no different than me. And so I just like have to like reiterate that to you. It's literally just belief, like ignorance on fire. Just do the things, know what we're telling you, because we wouldn't be here. I know you're some of us, like some of you don't know Amber, obviously, and some of you are just getting to know me and stuff like that. But like we wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be saying these things if we didn't believe them. Obviously, even Emily has been on here. She is in her second time as well. They both came back for a reason. And so they're telling you this can like help you be successful. This can help you achieve your dreams, but you do have to actually believe it. And so I just wanted to like reiterate that. But along with that, how do you keep such a positive mindset when obviously like you did have a lot of life going on, but like even now, because there are just days where, you know, a lot of crappy things are said to you. And like I had that honestly pretty much the whole month of March, if I want to go really, really honest. And it was just really hard because there was a lot of things being said and it was hard to like brush it off because it was from people that were very, very close to me. And so I know like I can speak on it, but I want to know how you keep a positive mindset, whether it's someone saying something negative about the business or a mom thing or just even negative self-talk that you might do. How do you like, what do you do?
Yeah, and like I kind of want to talk about how not just like a negative mindset or something, but just things happening in your life. Like just a lot of things happening. Like my mother-in-law is moving to South Carolina. Do you know how hard that is for me to like not have help with Harper? I don't have my mom and now I'm not going to have my mother-in-law. My sister lives in Texas. That is like heartbreaking for me. But and that's just like a little thing that's going on in my life right now, but just about like the negative self-talk and people saying negative things to you, and life happens and crap happens and tragedies happen, but I want to tell you something, and this is going to sound so stupid. You need to do self-development every single day. If you have a good day, don't think that you don't need self-development. You need to do self-development. If you have a bad day, you need to do self-development. If you're having an okay day, you need to do self-development. Yeah, exactly. For beat me to my point. But so on good days, if you have a couple of good days, don't be like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't need self-development. No, that's when you should be doing self-development, because the next day could be the crappiest freaking day of your life and something tragic could happen to you. But that self-development that you've read those last couple of days, it's going to help you that day that you have a crap mindset or something bad is said, or your loyal customers say that they're not losing weight, or their loyal customer wants to cancel, or your distributor quits, or whatever. It's not going to affect you as much. Obviously, there's some things that will, if it's like a tragedy in your life or whatever, but it's going to help you get through that, whatever that may be, a lot better. I can tell you, I was depressed and anxious and wasn't doing self development when I was in the business before, and my mom passed away. I can guarantee it. Obviously, that's something huge, but I can guarantee that if I was doing my self development and my spiritual development before that happened, I wouldn't have been in as much pain, and it wouldn't have taken me almost a year and a half to get through what I got through. And that's an extreme example, but I want you guys to understand, I'm telling you, if I would have done that, and spiritual development, I don't know how you guys are with, your faith or whatever, but if I would have done all that, I guarantee you it would have helped me so much. Same with like little things, right? Like I can't stress enough when people say something crappy to you, or I don't know how many you are as moms, but they say you're a bad mom, or they say, what, why are you doing a pyramid scheme or whatever. Of course you're going to get in your head, right? You're going to be like, wow, okay, well, like, am I a bad mom? Like, okay, well, am I doing a pyramid scheme? Like, believe me, I've been there. I've been there. But if you're doing self development and you're doing all of the things and even business development, you'll know that you're not in a pyramid scheme and you're not a bad mom. And, you are a great leader and you're a great distributor and all of those things. So I know that's like a simple thing, but you just need to do your personal development. You need to do your affirmations. Like, I'm not telling you to do personal development when I don't have freaking personal development books in front of me. I have money personal development. I have like 10 books here. Like, I'm not telling you to do personal development just to do it. I'm telling you to do it because everybody does it that's successful, not just in the business, but in life. Because they work on themselves first. If you don't work on yourself, you can't pour out into your business. In this business, we pour out to people, we pour out to customers, we pour out to distributors, we pour out to like everything, right? If you're not pouring into yourself, you're not going to pour out into other people. I
What do
can
you think?
guarantee that.
Oh, sorry. I was going to add one thing.
No, go ahead.
I think the other thing I was going to add is something that hit me just recently too. And I don't know. I think I might have it in my notes because otherwise I'm going to mess up how it's worded and then it's not going to make sense. Hold on. Nope. Okay, hold on. I'll search my text messages, then it'll come up. It's something about an anchor, and I don't remember if it was Kelly. I don't remember who said it, but you weren't anchored enough. Um, dang it, that's not it. Okay, I don't know what it actually said, but it said something about like if you're not anchored, maybe it's like, you're gonna sail away. This, oh gosh, I'm ruining the quote. I'm ruining it so bad. I'm so sorry. But basically, what I'm trying to say is like, when people say those things to you, whether it's about the business or not, or whether like you yell at your kid and then you feel like a bad mom, like if you're not anchored in your faith or in your like personal development and who you are, it's going to send you down a spiral, like basically feedback loop from hell is what I call it. And I'm sorry if your kids around. I don't mean to normally swear. That's not my thing. But in You Are a Badass, it talks about that. Because when you get on that feedback loop from hell, oh, I just shut up my kid. Gosh, I'm such a bad mom. Like I just can't do anything right. We just keep going and we keep going. I don't look good. I've gained the weight. I don't like the way I look. I'm a bad mom. Like it literally, you can't get off of it once you get there. And you just literally keep spiraling and spiraling. And so basically what I've done, along with like affirmations and stuff, is taking every thought captive. So the minute I say that, I'm like, what the actual heck? I'm like, I am not a bad mom. I do make mistakes, but I asked someone that I look up to very much. Excuse me, sorry. Um, I was like, how do you feel like you raised like a polite, kind kid? And like, how do you, if you would give me any piece of advice, what would they say? And this isn't like completely just about parenting, but they said, to know that you're not perfect and to ask for forgiveness. And so when you're thinking about these things that, people are saying to you, or maybe you're saying to them to yourself because you're getting in your head and you're doubting yourself, I want you to remember that you are human, that we aren't perfect, and you're going to have bad days and you're going to have times where you mess up and you're like, well, crap, shouldn't have done that before. But you have to give yourself grace and you have to move on from it. So I really wish that I could find the actual quote though, because it was so much better than the way I worded it. And it's not even like what I wanted to say, but it'll it'll make sense, I guess. To know the strength of the
Yeah, can
anger.
I want to say something off of that too. So, like, I want you guys to know that, like you look at us leaders, or you look at me, and you're like, oh my gosh, she's like amazing, and she has it together all the freaking time. No, like 2 days ago, I redid my numbers for my double chart, and I literally cried. And I texted Morgan, and I texted Macy, and I was like, because I was expecting to be less than 1,000 BV, and like it was not that. So many people turned off auto ships. So many people quit. So like it was insane. Like it all happened all at one time. And I had a mini breakdown. And no, that's okay. Like Brooke just said, we're human, right? We have emotions, we have feelings. We can't work off those emotions and feelings because we would never work, but we're allowed to have them. We're allowed to have those feelings. I was allowed to break down. I literally was voice messaging Macy, like crying. I was like, I don't know, like this is so hard. Like that never happened to me because double is just a huge, huge promotion for me. It just seems like a mountain. And when I saw that, I was like, crap. And I broke down. And I literally had a 5-minute pity party for myself, essentially. And I moved on. And I got more messages out and I did all the things. So know that you can have those moments and I'm just talking about the business, right? You can have your moments in those business if you're like, oh crap, this potential blocked me or whatever. Have a 2-minute pity party and move on. Same in life. Same in life. Like, do I dwell on the fact that my mother-in-law is moving, that I'm not gonna have any help? Yeah. Like once a day, I'm like, it just beats the crap out of me. But then I'm like, there's nothing that I can do about it. What am I supposed to do? I can't control it. Move on with my life. You have to focus on the things that you can control. You can control that. You can control moving on. You can control if you're going to dwell on it and sit and binge watch Netflix all day because you don't feel like sending out messages. You control that. You control your business. You control your mindset. Some days I don't send out as many messages as I want because I'm doing personal development, because I know that's going to help me. So if you're stuck in that, pick up a book. Don't sit there and watch Netflix. Instead, pick up a book and read a book. Take a bath, listen to a podcast. Like, you have to learn different things that are going to help you, not hurt you.
Well, and I think that's really good too, because everyone's so different when they have a bad day. And I think it might have been last week we did a Zoom on consistency, and it was so good. People were like, how do you work on your bad days? And I won't get into that because I'm totally get off topic. But literally, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. This whole week, if I was not consistent, And if I worked off my feelings, I would not have worked. I did not want to work at all this entire week. I just have been so like unmotivated, if you want to say that. And not the sense of like Granger doesn't motivate me, but I've just been exhausted. I had a lot of life happen this weekend and I was just really struggling. And guess what was lacking? My personal development. Because sometimes I'm like reading the book and then Granger's needing something and then I'm like, okay, I'll read the book later. Then I want to listen to a podcast and he's like, blah, blah, blah. And he's all up in my face and I love it. But then I'm like, I told Dana, I was like, I just need a break. Like I'm at a breaking point. I need some time to myself. I need like, and I knew it though. But do you want to know why I knew it? And this is the first time that it's ever happened because I have been fairly consistent in my personal development for this like week of my life. I've been doing good with my spiritual development. That's a whole different story. I've been able to do that because of personal development, because I recognized that I was getting to a point where I was not being a healthy version of myself. I was snapping at Granger a little bit easier. I was getting annoyed at messages that I was getting a lot easier than I normally do. I was getting annoyed with my husband, like all these things were happening. I was like, okay, this is not who I want to be anymore. And the only reason I've been able to do that is because of personal development. So I just wanted to like reiterate that before we go to the last point. But I want to read what Grace said real quick. It is what it is. You become a stronger person of yourself because you can accept it. Exactly. Just accept it and move on. Because most of the time, especially with those negative comments, it's more about them than it is you. If it is someone saying something like that. But similar to her situation, like I'm moving to a place where, and if you're a mom, I'm sure you'll get this. I don't trust anybody with my kid. I do not trust anybody with my kid to leave him alone with them. And I realized I will not have help with Granger. And that is going to be very different for me. And it's exhausting. It's a different type of exhaustion going a full week or whatever without any sort of help. And I'm not talking the give me 10 minutes so I can shower kind of. I'm talking like no, I'm physically and emotionally overwhelmed. Like I need a minute type of help. You know what I mean? So we could get on to like a bunch of mom stuff, but I'm trying to explain basically that if you work off your feelings and you don't do personal development, you will never get anywhere. And I say that the most loving heart because it's so, so true. And you have to do those things, even if you think they're dumb. Because I thought they were dumb too. And then the minute I started doing them, I started believing in myself. And I was like, wow, look at all this changing. So I already talked about that. So I'm going to move on to the last part because I like to keep these usually pretty short here, especially since they are so late for my Eastern time people. But basically when I said that you were a double diamond, either way you're a diamond, but you're signing obviously 50, 60 customers in a month. What is your best advice for that to, in a sense, possibly close us out here?
Post to post. And I know that we say this all the time, and you guys are probably so sick of everyone saying to do the darn host to post. Okay, do the darn host to post. Like, do them. Like, that's honestly how I sign them. And, there's so many trainings on it, and there's so many different ways to do it or to get them up or whatever. You can do them on Instagram, you can do them on Facebook. Do the host to post. Okay, I do them, and I don't do one. I do like a combination of three. So I do cleanse, TFX, gummies. Gummies are still in back order. I'm still doing them. Like, people will wait 2 weeks. Like, I tell them about it. And if they're not into it, then I change it to another product and then they still order. And I say, hey, you can get the gummies next month. Like, you have to find ways. Like, it's not, this business is about adapting and pivoting and doing all of those things. But when we say to do host to post, do the darn host to post. Like, you know what I mean? And if one's not working for you in a couple of days, switch it up. Like, if TFX isn't working for you, switch to cleanse. If cleanse isn't working for you, switch to gummies. If gummies aren't working for you, which they should be working for everyone because those are insane, you just need to switch up the products that you're doing.
Even with that, switch up the wording because
Mm.
like, let's say that like 5 of us post the exact same host to post, it's going to affect the algorithm. And so sometimes I'll add in a different emoji or sometimes I'll add in, I don't even know. I'll change the wording and that'll help too. But I was gonna say something along with host to post. Oh, because a lot of people are like, well, when they're messaging, they kind of feel like they're asked. I was like, messaging to host to post isn't to ask if you want to try the product, but it is convenient because you don't have to cold message them. You're like, hey, I'm giving you this opportunity to win right now $1,000. I know exactly what I do with $1,000. You know what I mean? Like that's life changing for people. And so when you're messaging them, and then they host a post for you, you can be like, hey, thank you so much for supporting my small business. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Do you want any information on that? And that's how I sign 95% of my customers is because I'm messaging for host to post. So I wanted to like touch on that real quick too.
Yeah, and going along with that too is like there's different ways to do it. If you feel like you're not getting host to post up, then get a giveaway host to post up about the $1,000, and then everyone who comments on that. And if you don't know, I'm talking about Ask Brooke, she'll let you know. But then you're getting 100 comments on those host to post, and then you're asking them to host to post, and that's how I'm getting so many up. Like the first month I was in this business, I got like at one day I got like 45 host to post up. And that's how I signed so many because people were signing right on the spot. Also, you need to do Morgan's method of boom, 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 boom. You need to do it. If you're struggling with your conversations, send screenshots to Brooke. That's how you get that. Like, that's how I do it. I send the information with the price. I send the 90-day challenge with a picture. I get their number. I send them the order form. Boom, order in. Like people overcomplicate the conversations. Don't overcomplicate the conversations. The last tip that I have, because it's 10:30, but is you need to follow up. I said like Fortune has in the follow up. It's gonna take it's like an average of 7 times to follow up with somebody before they order. So know that like you have to do your follow-ups. If you don't have a follow-up system, you need to get one immediately. If somebody says follow up with me on Friday, you better believe in my Connect app I have a follow-up set on Friday for these people because they're counting on you to follow up. You're a business owner now. You have to be responsible in when somebody says follow up with you, you have to follow up with them or else they're probably going to go to another distributor
Well,
because
just
they're
to
not
give
going to
you with
trust
that,
you.
it's like some people feel like annoyed about follow-ups or feel like they're being annoying. One thing I can think of in particular, and I'll make it really short because I want to end here soon, but we have a Northwestern Mutual agent, and if you're not sure what that is, it's like life insurance and a bunch of like insurance stuff that I don't know how to explain because my husband does a lot of it, but it's important insurance stuff. But either way, our friend was an insurance agent, okay, for this Northwestern Mutual. And he said, hey, like, let's get together in April. And he was like, what date works? And so we gave him a date. Let's just say it was the 22nd. I don't know. And so he followed up with us like the week before. I was like, hey, does April 22nd still work? Well, I didn't find that annoying. And then guess what? The day before, he still messaged us because he has to travel because he comes to our house for it before COVID. But then on April 21st, he said, hey, does tomorrow still work? I wasn't annoyed by it because he was just doing his job. That's it. That's all we're doing is we're doing our job. So I want you to remember that as you do follow-ups as well. You might be the answer and you might be the answered prayer that they are looking for, that they're praying for. So I want you to think about that the next time you do it too. So do you have anything else? I know we went over a little bit on the time that I wanted to, but do you have anything else you want to say or?
No, not really. I'm
Okay.
just like super proud of you guys for hopping on here. I know it's late for some of you guys, and like I love you all. I don't really know some of you, but I know that you can be successful in this business. If I can be successful in this business, if Brooke can, if Emily can, if Morgan can, like you just have to believe in yourself that you can do it.
Oh yeah, you guys, you're gonna know these girls that are on here because first off, they're on here, especially at being so late. But second off, they're doing what I'm saying. They're doing all the things, and I'm literally so proud. So many promotions are about to happen, and I can't wait to announce it. So we love you guys. We're gonna end and go get some sleep. I love you. Bye.
Bye.